Okay, this one made me laugh. I started the closet yesterday. I mismeasured this piece, so it's going to be used along the back because there's a narrow strip along the back. And I did the side piece. Did the other side piece on the other side. I'm doing it so that there is no transition. You can see that. Can't see it. Okay. I'm doing it so that there's no transition into the closet or into the rooms. And I had this one piece right down here at the end that needs to be filled in. And yes, it is considerably less than 8 inches. There's nothing I can do about it. The other piece is already cut. Everything's in, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm dealing with it. But this made me laugh. So I went outside. I had the final piece on this row. Yay! And I went outside and I cut it. And let me see if I can do this so that you can actually see. I went outside and I cut the piece. Hopefully you can see this. And I forgot to cut. Each one of these is cut down on this edge to fit around the doorway. And I forgot to do that on this final piece. So now I need to measure, use my cheater board, which I think I did wrong. I almost fell over. Sorry, that would have been awkward. I think I did my cheater board wrong. But in any case, get my cheater board and I need to cut this piece right there, and that looks like it's the same width. Okay, so I'm going to take this outside and cut it down, and I will be back. Let's do that in first. And I know I'll probably end up cutting out most of this, but... And that piece came out too. Let's not make holes in the wall. Okay. Here is my pen and my square. Where is my square? Didn't put it down there. Of course, right here. Underneath the camera. Okay. Now, measure this one. So turn it around backwards. Okay. Straight to the wall. Then we have theoretically a piece for the next row. Okay. This last row here isn't in. I'm going to cut the last piece and set it in. And then I'm going to try something that I'm not sure will work. But it's an attempt. I have to see if what I'm going to try to do is put in that second row. I don't know if this will work or not. I'm going to try to put in that second row and then use the square to try and pull both rows together at once. I don't know if it will work. I suspect it won't because there are 3 joints. There's the joint here with this other board, and there will be the joint here, and then in the edge will also be considered a joint simply because of the way the pressure has to go. I'm not sure that it will work. Maybe a little while. We shall see. Okay. The closet is almost done. I've got 2 rows, this row and a partial back here. I hope I'm having to improvise here because I can't get the hammer and the piece of board back there in order to get the pressure that I need. So I'm going to try a couple of things. I hope that one of them will work, but I'm not at all sure. The wall's pretty sturdy, so I'm not too concerned about that. The wall through this section anyway is pretty sturdy. So what I'm going to do is take a more narrow piece of board and I'll show you. Okay. This piece of board is just a little, it's like 3/4 of an inch wider than the gap. So I'm going to try, I don't know if it will work, but because this needs to be set in, I was thinking that I could, I'm going to try a couple of different things. I have a couple of different ideas. If I put this here and put it against the wall and hammer on this, will it be sufficient to drive this board? Because right now it's not seated, not quite seated. So I'm going to okay. Let's see. Looks like it's working. It's pulling in. Let's see. Because there is. It's stuck. Okay. All right. Because there's another board down here that is wider apart, and I'm going to try something. It's not completely seating on that end. So I'm going to try the square again. I'm going to see, maybe one more. Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to see if this, it's pulling it up. Let's see if this will work on this end. I know it won't work on the last. I know it may work on the last board. I'm not, because this. All right. Okay, so this one, this actually works. That's interesting. I did not expect that to work like that. Okay, so putting it on the floor here doesn't work. Let me pull back so you can, I don't know if you can see me. Using the square on the floor here doesn't work. It just pries the board up. But if I put it on the lip here with these behind it, then it's able to pull it in. So hold on a minute while I finish the rest of this and then we'll move on. I'm going to have to do something different for the last row though. But at least this one is in. Because the last row is going to be is narrower. I need to finish this one down here. I haven't. I just measured that, but I need to put that in so I can do that. I can take care of that. So that'll be good. And then, so putting, let me show you where you can actually see. Putting these against the wall, let me get a square. Again, this is a metal square and it has a lip on either side. Putting it on the floor just pries the board up. It just pries the board up. Putting it on the lip here, it still pries the board up, and I have to, but again, it's damaging the edge. So not something that you necessarily want to do. That's the first time that it's damaged the edge. I think it was weakened when I did it before. But, so I need to cut that and get this piece in place. I think that process will work. I'm not sure it will work on the last stripe, on the last piece. Got the whole floor done. If it works, I'll let you know. Got the whole floor done, and we're down to the last stripe in the closet. Okay. Now, to go play with the saw. Almost there, almost there. The doorway is done. Just one more narrow stripe at the back of the closet, and the floor is in. Okay. All right. It's been a long time. It's been like last February? Sometime last winter, the bathroom flooded, which turned out not to be a plumbing problem at all, but the bathroom flooded. And so the carpet in both bedrooms was saturated and the floors felt spongy. So I pulled up all the carpet to make sure that the floors were okay. So then I need to find something else to do for the floors. That was like last February or March or something. Anyway, it was raining. Last stripe is done. The back of the closet. The floor in this room is finished. The baseboards will need to wait for a little while. I'm going to have to save up money for those. But this room is finished. Now, the next step is to get as much of the stuff that is out in the main house that used to be in these two rooms in here and block this room off so that I can take care of the mouse problem. Because right now the mice are really enjoying my house. And there's so much stuff spread around that they have lots of places to hide, lots of stuff to chew on. So I am going to pile as much as I can that used to be in these two rooms, two closets, in this room, and then I'm going to block it off so that the mice at least can't get in through the gap under the door, and work on the rest of the house. But this floor is done. I made a mistake on the very, very last panel. Very last panel. I flipped it around to cut it to the right length. And it's just a 2-inch strip. Rather than flipping it back around to measure the 2-inch strip, I measured with it turned around the wrong way. So then I had to recut that, and I cut it too big, so it's really, really wedged in there, but it is in. It's like there's like a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch in between the panel and the wall, but it's in there, and I can't get it out, so it's stuck. It's going, and I'm just leaving it there. But the floor in this room is finished. On to the next step. Talk to you later.